Start recording. Perfect. All right. And when I see people joining, I will add them once they join because some will show up a little bit late. So I'll add, you will see more people. Um, oh, perfect. We are running live now on YouTube. I just checked it to make sure it was right. Okay. Hi, CJ. Um, let's see. Hello, everybody. Hi, welcome back to Hands Up West Virginia. My name is Jennifer Casto, and I'm the ASL Communication Coordinator with the outreach program at the West Virginia Schools for the Deaf and the Blind. Hands Up West Virginia was created with one goal in mind, to bring our communities together by making communication more accessible, more inclusive, and just to have a lot of fun too. Before we get started tonight, I want to take a moment to express my gratitude to our leadership at the West Virginia School for the Deaf and Blind, Superintendent Clayton Birch, and the Director of Outreach, Marianne Clendenin, for their continued support in making this platform possible. Also like to give a big special thank you to our interpreter this evening, Julie Turley, for ensuring access for all of our participants. And of course, to our loyal viewers, thank you for showing up. You're learning, growing with us every week, and I appreciate that. Your commitment to our communication access truly does make a difference. I know who some of those loyal viewers are, and I'm going to say CJ, Earl, maybe Lacey, JoJo. We have Patty. We have quite a few loyal viewers, and I know you're out there. And I just want to thank you, along with many others that I know I may have not have mentioned tonight, but I see you and I'm very grateful for you. Tonight's going to be extra exciting because we're going to be wrapping up season 2. This is episode 8 with a very special guest. Franny Lawrence Walker is here with us tonight. Franny is actively involved in the deaf community here in West Virginia and contributes her time and leadership to organizations like the West Virginia Association for the Deaf and the Charleston Association for the Deaf. But what makes tonight's episode especially unique is that Franny has a passion for exotic animals. So not only are we going to get to know her, but we're also going to learn some really fun stuff and some vocabulary that pertains to it. Let's see. So welcome, Franny. I'm so glad you're here with us tonight. Let's just start with
thank you for inviting me.
Yes, I'm so happy that you're here. I want to ask you a question. Tell us about yourself and the connections you have to the deaf community here in West Virginia.
I grew up in West Virginia. I found out I was deaf at the age of 1.5. I had failed a hearing test. I went to elementary school, middle school, and high school here in Charleston. All 3 of those had wonderful deaf and hard of hearing programs.
That's great. That's great. And so, did you have an interpreter when you were in high school or in all your schools?
All 3 schools. I had a deaf and hard of hearing. I was in the deaf and hard of hearing program. So yes.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yes. And I know that having friendships and community in schools is very, very important. Did you have a role model or someone you looked up to when you were going to school?
Probably my teacher. Her name was Miss Linda.
Mm-hmm.
She was an excellent deaf ed teacher. She taught me sign language.
Great. I think it's important that we all can look back and remember someone that had a positive impact on us, especially when we're young and we're learning how to be adults in the world. Having that little bit of someone you can look up to and trust is very, very important. And so that's nice that you mentioned one of your educators, because I think there's a lot of educators watching us tonight. And we want to applaud those teachers out there who are doing everything they can to support these kids in public school setting, for sure.
Oh yeah, it really is hard work. Encouraging deaf students to learn, to write, to figure out, it is very, very hard work teaching deaf individuals. I'm a deaf mentor 3 times a week at Shoals Elementary School now, and I go to Horseman as well in Capitol High School. I do mentoring and I help work with the deaf ed kids.
That is great. So maybe one day those kids will look back and say that Franny was their role model, right? And I love that. How we
I
can
hope
give
so.
back. Yes, I love being able to give back to those, that have contributed to me, that we were able to give it back to them some way. So I love that you're a deaf mentor, that you're a role model for those kids. That's very, very important. So I mentioned that you are involved in some deaf organizations here in West Virginia. Can you tell us a little bit about what those are and what your position is?
Yeah. For the Charleston Association of the Deaf, CAD, I am the secretary.
Okay.
Our goal is to provide social events for people in the communities.
Okay.
And for WVAD, the West Virginia Association for the Deaf, our goal is to give advocacy and support to people in the state of West Virginia. It could be going to the Capitol for supporting, Senate bills or different types of bills that we need more deaf individuals involved. This year, we worked on the movie captioning bill, and it was really encouraging from start to finish, but the end wasn't the result we were looking for, because the House said yes, it passed with some words shall, but then when it was sent back to the Senate side, the Senate said, I don't like the word shall. So it died because time was over. That ended at midnight when legislative was over, and the vote was at 10 o'clock that evening. So it just ended.
It got so far, so close to being approved.
Yeah, we had a lot of hope, honestly, from start to finish, and at the last minute, it didn't pass. Very, very disappointing.
Well, I will say that I believe this year I followed that Senate bill that the West Virginia Association for the Deaf was supporting and pushing to get through. And I have never seen so much social media presence and just getting the word out more and having more people be involved. I thought that was amazing, and that's a positive thing for us, that we're coming together as a community and that we're supporting things that we know are necessary and important for our community.
Yeah, it's a really interesting thing. I started in March with the Charleston Association for the Deaf and the West Virginia Association of the Deaf in August of last year. So I am brand new, but I was just really shocked at how much we were able to achieve from that point to now.
Very impressive. I can tell you guys put a lot of hard work into that. And maybe there's some things we learned along the way that we can change and not give up. I think that's important, that we don't give up. and that we continue to fight for the things that we need, especially accessibility. Accessibility is just the simplest thing that we could have. And we need to keep fighting for that.
Really, it is simple, but it's still it's a hard thing to achieve. I wish it didn't happen like that, but
yeah. I agree. It was a very disappointing to hear the results of that. And but that was just one issue that we need to fight for. There's so many other issues that impact our deaf community. Yes, that we need to get together and unite as a group and get those things accomplished for our deaf community. And I believe that we're on the right track to do that. Yeah, it might not happen as fast as we want it to, but I think we're doing the right things. And I think it showed this year.
yes. For example, SB 493, they've been trying to pass that one for 10 years. So it's always been a fight, but we are not going to give up.
Right. And I agree. And I support that. I support it 100%. How can anyone join your social media platforms for Charleston Association for the Deaf or the West Virginia Association for the Deaf? Are those open to the public?
Yes, all of our events are open to the public. You can go on social media, like you said, look up different organizations within your area. There's deaf chats at different locations. It's not hard to find somewhere to go. You know why? Because we are all creating events all the time for people to get together.
Yes. And I love that. I think being in person, I mean, the platform we have right now is unique because everybody lives in different places across the state. But if you can find a local community deaf event, I highly encourage you to attend because you're going to get a big experience with that being in person.
Yeah, back then we didn't have the technology like we have today. And so I don't know how people like they got together back in the day, but now deaf people, you know, and good time, we can do things live with technology and do lots of things.
For sure. Technology has changed a lot of things.
Yes.
And mostly for the best. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool. Do you have any current events that you know of right now that you can share with us? Anything that's going on now between now and the summer?
Yeah.
Perfect.
In June, on the 13th, we will be having our Charleston Association of the Deaf picnic at Wine Cellar Park. That is going to be in Dunbar in West Virginia.
Okay.
On August the 29th, we have our 78th anniversary picnic for CAD, Charleston Association of the Deaf. That will be at Hurricane City Park. And the West Virginia Association of the Deaf is going to be having a picnic on August the 8th. And that's going to be at Coonskin Park. That's also in Charleston, West Virginia.
Great. Those are great events. And it gives people time now to plan and get that put in on their schedule so that they don't have to like miss out on a cool event. And again, if you missed it, Franny said you can follow them on social media, the Charleston Association for the Deaf, as well as the West Virginia Association for the Deaf. And they post a lot of their events or other organizations' events that are taking place so that you guys can have access to everything. So I highly recommend following them if you're on social media because there's just a lot of good information out there. And they're doing some great fun activities as well.
Yes.
So I'm going to shift a little bit, Franny, because someone told me that you have a liking for some exotic animals. This is something I'm not very familiar with, so I'm very interested in what you like about that, and tell us more.
Well, growing up, I've always loved capturing animals because I lived in the country. My favorites are lizards. I love lizards. So I always captured them and, of course, let them go after I played with them a little bit, you know.
Sure.
But and now, you know, as an adult, I can have any animals I want. You know, when I was a child, my mom could tell me no. But now I'm living my life and I can have whatever I want.
That's great.
So, because I love them, you know, and I love lizards, I have 5 bearded dragons.
Wow, that is very cool. So, what is that like? What do you do with them? Oh, you
Yes.
brought one with you. Do you give your pets names? Do they have a name?
Yes.
Okay.
This one is Dino.
Oh,
He's about 5 years old. He's a boy. Someone needed to give him a good home, so I got him at 2. He was around 2. So I've had him for about 3 years now.
that is awesome. And he's okay with you just holding him and
Yes. I take him for rides in the car too.
and he's okay with that? Hold on, I think it's going to catch up a second. She's got a froze. She froze up. Or at least for me. What about you, Julie? Oh,
Yeah. There she
yeah.
is.
Explain again about
I'm
riding in the
sorry. I don't know why it froze.
It's okay, it's fine. So explain again about riding in the car.
Sure. Yeah. Last week, we had family that we went to Dairy Queen.
Yeah.
And I took him with me because he likes to sit, you know, right here on my body. And we went to eat in the Dairy Queen. We ate our ice cream, and he just hangs out.
And he won't run away or try to jump.
No,
Oh, that is so sweet.
you have to have.
I missed it.
I'm trying to remember what I said.
I said he won't jump or run away.
Oh yeah, right. No, he won't. He won't jump or run away. I have 4 other ones.
They don't like rides.
Yeah, they don't like rides. So I just usually take this one.
Yeah. Now, do they stay in a cage or are they allowed to like wander around your home?
Well, for safety reasons, I can't because I have dogs and cats.
Yes.
And one time I lost.
Let's give it a second to catch up.
Yes, I lost one. He was on the floor. Went to the living room and climbed all the way up behind the back of the chair and stayed there for 3 days. We couldn't find him. I was worried sick.
Oh, I bet. I bet. Because you can't just get them to come to you. Yeah,
Yeah.
call them or even. So what do they eat?
They love bugs,
Okay.
roaches,
Ooh,
and vegetables, greens.
okay. So other than bugs, they don't eat meat, right? And they bite?
They bite. No. Well, yes, I have been bitten before.
Yeah.
That one has gotten me once.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's not
It's
good.
not good. um, can do you have them all together in one cage or do they have their own cages?
Hmm.
All right, try one more time. Do they all have individual cages?
Yes, they all have their own individual homes because they have to have heat lamps, UVB bulbs, and they have to have a heat area and a cool area.
Oh, okay.
They are very high maintenance.
Yes, yes. Hey, but you enjoy them. Do you have any other pets? You said you mentioned a cat, maybe a dog?
Yes, I have 3 dogs, I guess, and 5 cats.
Wow.
And I have 1 Geico or gecko.
Nice.
Sorry.
Yes. Okay. I do not know the first thing about taking care of a lizard. And my son has always wanted an iguana. Um, but we've never purchased an iguana. Have you ever owned one?
No, I've never had one because growing up, my cousin had one and it was huge. And whenever you would walk, it would whoop its tail.
Oh,
And it was just like, woo.
whip its tail at you.
So I never wanted one.
Ah, so they can be a little bit mean too.
Yes, yes.
Is there anything that's something surprising that people don't know about these exotic animals that you'd like to share?
Hmm. Oh, one thing is they can't see each other.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. They're not social animals. And when they see another lizard, they will attack.
I see. Okay, so they're constantly trying to protect their territory.
Yeah, you have to keep them separate. I try to keep them from even seeing the other ones. So I have tanks set up in different locations. So you can see there's one here, one over there, and one back there. There's a black and white one there.
Oh,
And there's like a shade or a cover so they can't see each
prevent
other.
them.
Yeah.
Ah, well, that is cool. I did not know about that.
Yeah, it's very important for people to know
Okay.
that.
Well, now we're going to transition over into the ASL portion of tonight. Franny, you have some signs regarding animals that you can share with us tonight. Do you care to do that? Yes, yes. You
Yeah,
can
we have
pick
20
whatever you want.
words.
Okay.
Number 1, animals.
Animal. Animal.
Animal.
Okay.
Number 2, dog.
Dog. Dog. Dog.
Some people slap their leg first and then come up with the snap. That's an old sign. Most people
Okay.
just use this one. Cat.
Cat.
Bird.
Bird. Bird.
Number 5. Fish.
Oh, fish. Fish.
I used to sign fish with 2 hands. You might see someone use 2 hands, but now normally it's just 1 hand.
Yeah.
Number 6. Snake.
Ooh. Snake. Snake.
You might see some do this way with their, under the ground, or just 1 hand.
Okay.
I've seen before someone come from the mouth.
Yeah. I guess like the teeth or fangs.
Yes. Number 8. Turtle.
Turtle. That's the cutest sign.
Yes, turtle. Number 9. Frog.
Frog. Frog. So I captured 2 different.
Bunny. Rabbit.
Uh-huh.
I do rabbit like this, but some people do it up here.
Okay. Rabbit. Yep.
Yeah,
Or
bunny or
rabbit.
rabbit.
Right.
Number 11. Horse.
Horse. Horse.
Number 12. Cow.
Cow. Cow.
Number 13. Pig.
Pig.
Number 14. I've seen lots of signs for this one. Let's see if you can guess what it is.
Ooh. Yes, because I've seen different signs too. Yes. Chicken.
Chicken. My sign is chicken. That's it.
Yes.
Just down here.
Chicken. Yes, chicken.
But I've also seen chicken up here, chicken like
Mhm.
this, chicken down here. I mean, I've seen lots of different signs for chicken.
I agree with that. Chicken, I think typically in our area and community, we see chicken or chicken. Yeah,
A lot of my friends say
chicken.
chicken.
Mhm. I grew up signing chicken. And I think that sign was from the School for the Deaf because they typically use that for chicken there at the School for the Deaf. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's E or C, like
Right.
English Sign Language was chicken.
Hmm. Yeah. But either one are acceptable to use.
Yeah. Yeah. C up there doesn't really make sense. I don't understand why, but
That's
some people like it that way, I guess. Number 15, monkey.
monkey. Yes.
Yes, monkey.
Monkey.
Number 16, elephant.
Uh-huh. Oh, elephant. Elephant.
Yes, elephant. 17, lion.
Lion. Yeah. Lion.
18, tiger.
Tiger. For those stripes on its face. Yeah, tiger.
Yes, tiger. They're in strange order, but the last one is bear.
Bear.
It's like Wizard of Oz. Bear.
Bear.
Lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my!
That's right.
That's funny.
And okay.
So both alligator and crocodile, those are the same sign, and it's like this. You could do it either one with the teeth or flat. All right, you want some more?
If you have more you want to add, go right ahead.
Okay. Parrot. Parrot. You finger spell that one. You do bird and then parrot. You might see someone say red, big bird, or
Right. They expand on it and describe what it looks like. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, because I've seen this. Is that the sign for a parrot? Or I got this one wrong, like this. What is that sign? I'm not sure either. I think it's related to.
I think that is rhino.
Oh, right.
Rhinoceros.
Maybe right.
Next one, spider.
Ooh. Yes, spiders. Spiders. Ooh. I don't like spiders. I don't like. I know lizards will eat them. Sometimes they will eat them, right? So that's why lizards are better important.
I don't get spiders for mine, no.
Good.
The next two words you finger spell. I don't know the sign for them, but gecko.
Gecko. And that's a kind of lizard, right?
And smooth skin that feels like suede, can be brown or green. You know, you like that, you can pet them.
Oh, cute.
There's other geckos that look different.
Oh, that's good to know.
They have some different colors. Yeah. We have a pet expo that comes here in West Virginia at State University. And sometimes they come to Huntington. They go either one. They have all kinds of different lizards. I mean, different animals. Here, you know, I go, people go. You could buy something if you like it. They have fresh animal feed, you know, like beetles and mice, bugs.
That's cool. I mean, I assume if you are taking care of animals, you need resources for giving them the best care.
Yeah, I go all the time and I purchase my bugs in bulk.
Okay.
From someone that I know.
Yes.
And then I trust them to take care of the bugs because you don't want bad bugs for your animals. You know, like a big store like Petco or PetSmart, they normally have parasites sometimes. So you have to be careful. But when you purchase from a breeder, it tends to be more safe.
That makes a lot of sense.
And you know where they're coming from.
Yeah, I never thought about that before, but that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I do purchase crickets from PetSmart.
Uh-huh. And they're alive, right?
Because one of mine loves crickets and will jump out of the tank to eat them.
Wow. So it's kind of funny that you know like what their favorite foods are. Yeah.
Yeah, they are all different.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have different personalities. Yes.
Oh, that's really cool. What's your next one? Do you have one more?
Want more
Or did you
words?
get them all?
Or
Finished?
that's all the words. I'm
Okay.
happy to teach more if they want to know more.
All right. I think that's plenty. We've got a lot of new signs tonight. So, and they're all like signs we would use, right? They're all something that we could apply to conversations if we're loving pets or a pet owner, or for anything in life, actually, you could talk about and relate to animals. So I think that's really great. What I'd like to do now is open up the floor and see if anybody has any questions they'd like to ask Franny. It could be about her love for animals, or it could be about sign language, or just about her growing up. If you have any questions, I did see we had a couple in the chat room, so let me go there. CJ says he is so happy that you came here tonight. And let's see.
Me too.
He asked, can you sign cow again? How do you sign cow?
Cow, like this, cow.
Cow. What about snail? Patty is asking snail.
Snail.
Is it like this? I think it's like maybe something like that. I feel maybe wrong. I don't know. But it was like a snail because they're so slow.
Yeah, but I would say bugs, snail.
They can be,
finger
but yeah,
snail. But you can do snail like this. That makes sense.
makes sense. Yes, because they have a shell, a shell covering them. Same like a turtle, they have a shell. Yes. Oh, Patty, welcome. Let me spotlight you. Hold on so we can see you. All right. Thank you for joining us.
That's
Show
how
us
I
what-
learned it. Was just here's his shell and it's a little head sticking out there. That's how I learned it.
That's cute. Yes. I don't know if I've ever signed. Maybe I've always spelled it. Yeah, I think I've always
same
spelled
with
it, but
Franny.
I like to learn new signs or see different signs. I really enjoy that. Any other questions you have, Patty?
How long do lizards live?
Some can live up to 15 years.
And do they continue to get bigger?
I have one that's 8 years old now.
All yellow?
Is he at his maximum
You can
length?
tell he's mad.
Will he become bigger? Bigger?
No,
He will stay this size?
they become max.
Oh, she's freezing up on me. Oh, there. Come on.
Around 2 years old is when they're at their max, and then they'll stay the same.
Okay. Well, I have heard about
Sometimes they're big ones, but it just,
yeah.
it just depends on, what it is.
I have heard of the bearded dragon, but I don't know anything about them. So I'm glad you're here to shed some light. My son has been asking for a lizard. Like I said, he wanted an iguana. I just feel like that's a lot of responsibility. But I would probably be okay.
You have to have time
with a bearded dragon. Sounds like, or a gecko. Something maybe smaller to learn the responsibilities of taking care of an animal.
Yeah. It's not good for little kids either.
No.
It's not recommended.
Right, right. My son is older, but he's always wanted a lizard, even since he was a little kid.
I'd say for people who make money feeding them, it's expensive to
Yeah.
feed them.
Yeah, that's really good. So they become responsible for taking care of them, and they have to make the money to be able to feed them. Have you ever had to take them to the vet?
Yes, I took this one to the vet last month.
Mm-hmm. So did they get sick?
Yeah, well, he was feeling bad, so I took him to the vet and to look in his mouth and get him weighed. And the vet said his mouth has some infection.
Oh,
So they gave him an antibiotic.
oh, that's nice.
And now he's fine.
Patty wants to know, do they all have yellow heads?
No, they're all different colors.
Okay.
There's red. You can get a white one. Ease Rose white. I've seen a little bit of a really dark red, almost black.
Okay. Now I'm interested. So when I go into a pet store, I'm going to look for them.
Yeah. Look online too.
See all the variations.
Yes.
Now you put him up at night when you go to bed?
Yes. Their lights off at 9 at night, and it comes back on at 9 in the morning.
Okay. So get 12 hours of darkness, 12 hours of light.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they need it to be it has to be standard. They're on a schedule.
That's most typical pets are like love to be on a schedule.
Yeah, sometimes they go to sleep before the lights are off.
Do they have to have a lot of exercise?
Yes and no. I always take them and play with them and talk to them, let them run on the floor. They don't like a mess in their home. They would rather do the bathroom out of their home.
I see.
So,
okay. Well, that is another thought I never thought about.
yeah.
Huh. Okay. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I missed. Can you think of anything else we should add, Franny? Because we have a lot of viewers watching us on YouTube right now, but we can't see their questions.
Yes, I do have something I want to add. I would love for young people to get involved with the deaf community. We are mostly an older generation, and sometimes we need to be replaced eventually. So we would love to see high schoolers or middle schoolers or anyone, that want to be involved. You don't have to be on the board, but you can still be helpful. To socialize and be involved.
I agree.
Yeah, we miss having, young people at our events.
Yes,
There's one boy, he was coming from Capitol. He was around 20. He came. I was so happy to see a young man get involved with this bill, Senate bill. We need more kids to be involved because we got to fight for something. We got to keep it. There's always going to be something. It's never going to be over.
right.
And we need more people to be involved and be in official positions.
Right.
Not like not like a president or something, or, that kind of thing someday. But, one day you never know.
Right. We need to start teaching. I agree with you, Franny, because I feel like we right now are in a good position to teach these younger people how to be good leaders as they get older. And even if they're not in an officer position, but they can still lead and help and support and reach out to others in the community too. That's sometimes just as important.
Yeah, West Virginia Association of the Deaf is under NAD. And NAD, the National Association of the Deaf, has a program for young kids too. I think it's called Junior NAD.
Right.
Yeah. And we need to establish that in West Virginia, and we need to encourage kids to be involved in that.
Yes, and if there is a way to do that.
I can't do everything.
I understand.
I would like to, but yeah, I have a son at home too. I've got to take care of him 24/7. So, but I would love to, have something started like that.
I get it. And I feel you too. It's like we need just a couple extra sets of hands. And we could do more. But I think we're heading in the right direction. I think more people are getting more information. It was hard in the beginning, especially with the technology, to get more people on the same page so that we can share information. We could talk about the concerns that we're having. And now we have these platforms that people are paying attention to. So I think that's really an important part of how we can use technology to get the word out to our deaf community.
Yeah. Like a foreman online, they're supposed to bring in more people and get involved, a foreman. So that maybe that's what we all need to do as well, because it seems to work very well.
Yes, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, so I'm willing, and for someone to start this, and we can do this.
Yes, and I believe you would have a lot of people interested if they knew, someone was going to follow through and
Right.
run it and keep everything active. I think that's an important factor here. And that's where those young leaders need to come in. That's where they are really important for us. And we got to get them involved.
Yeah, it's a good thing to do over the summer for young kids because, like camps and things. A lot of people like to go camping.
For sure.
And do different things like that. I think there's like 3 of them already set up camps and stuff for young kids. Yeah.
That is exciting.
I think one is very popular. A lot of the same kids go every year to, so yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of it, but you can look on Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, the organizations that Franny is working under also shares a lot of this information. So if you want to go back and look through their social media, I highly recommend doing that, following them, just to stay up to date on what's happening.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Parents need to be involved too with their children. So yeah. Yes. Sometimes it's what they need is encouragement too. Maybe they don't know.
Yeah.
What's out there. They're not looking maybe in the right place.
Yes. And if we can get more people to share these activities, even if it's socially or knowing somebody and reaching out to them and say, hey, there's an event coming on in your area. Do you need someone to go with you or so you feel comfortable, right? And be supportive with them. And I think that's
yeah, it's always nice to have someone with you for sure.
Yeah, the more the merrier.
Yeah, I went to a deaf chat for the first time 2 years ago, and I felt really nervous, but I made myself go, and it worked.
Right, and I say, deaf people are not scary. They want you to be there, right? More deaf people want more friends and more connections and more networks. So I believe that. Again, I said, there's nothing to be afraid of.
True. Yeah, we had one man become the deaf. He became deaf at 65, and he lost his wife, and he became deaf. So he started coming to our deaf chat, and he loves it. So he feels now like, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. Like, he feels so encouraged. He feels
Oh.
like we want him to be there, and he feels that. So I'm happy that he was able to find an event and meet more people. That's what we need.
I agree 100%. And that's why I feel like community is so important. The deaf community is important, but the sense of community in whole is very, very important for all of us to be supported and encouraged to do better and to just do what's best for our communities. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to be in the deaf community to make a difference
That's
with
right.
different people. Every day, it's a different day, and it's not the same, and it's never the same. And that's what I do with my life. That's my specialty in my life.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah, we would love to have you in the deaf community, anyone in the deaf community. We open the doors because we need just as much support from everyone else around us too. But find your place where you need to belong and where you're comfortable and you feel trusted and respected. I think that's what we're looking for in the community is mutual respect. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Franny, we're wrapping up. We're getting close to the end here. So we're going to go ahead and do our closing remarks. Because as we wrap up tonight, and this is the final episode of season 2, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you to all of the guests that we've had, for Franny being with us tonight and for sharing her time and her experiences and her passions with us. I really enjoyed having you on here with us tonight, and thank you for everything that you've contributed with us tonight. I'd love to thank our interpreter, Julie Turley. She's been with us since day one, since we did our first episode, and I appreciate you here providing the access for everyone tonight. Truly grateful, and I know what the work you're doing. I know there are challenges to it, but you take it like a champ. So I appreciate that. And a very special thank you again for the West Virginia Schools for the Deaf and Blind, and for them helping and supporting me to be able to do this with everyone, because I think we'll have a time where we will look back on these episodes and say, wow, things sure have changed since then. So it's like a little bit of history is getting recorded right now, and that it's something that's positive, and our communities can always go back and just feel inspired and getting to know everyone here in West Virginia, because our state does have some wonderful representatives of our deaf community, and I can't wait till next season to show even more of those wonderful people. And finally, I want to just thank everybody who joined in. If you joined in through the Zoom platform, if you're catching up through the YouTube lives, or you're waiting a couple of weeks before you can get caught up, that's great. I'm just glad that you're here, that you're partaking in a project that I was very passionate about, and it has shown a lot of growth, and I'm getting through some of the little hiccups, technology hiccups, I should say, because I'm now becoming a little bit better about how to operate this on my own and not have so many errors. So I appreciate your patience with me as I am learning as well. But I appreciate you just being here and partaking in this wonderful journey. This might be the end of my season 2, but it's not the end of the journey. So just remember that. I'll be back in the fall, and you'll hear some more information about when we'll start up our new episodes, probably sometime during the late summer. So until then, again, thank you to everyone. I am so grateful. Thank you to CJ for always joining in. Always been great to be with us, and I appreciate you. And next time we'll see you in the fall. So thank you guys, and keep your hands up, West Virginia. Thank you again so much.